Hello Taurus, thank you for joining me. Right, March. This is a really big month, but behind the scenes. So it's going to be a really interesting one for you. The focus is on intuition, the focus is on healing and regeneration, and really a lot of what's going on under the surface. It's quite a spiritual month, it's quite a reflective month, it's quite a quiet month, but it offers the opportunity for a lot of healing and for maybe exercising a few things that have held you back, a few things related to the past or to fears or insecurities. We've got Venus, which goes retrograde, which will all help this process. But for you, this is definitely a quieter month, one where your energy might feel a bit lower. You might not feel like you can get out there and do so much, but you're not really meant to. This is really a period of review and, like I said, healing, and really it's kind of like a spiritual cleansing before you move forward and progress and start doing out there in the world. So this is all very much behind the scenes. We've got a lot of activity in your 12th house. So to start off with, the sun is in Pisces, which is in your 11th house, and we've got the moon and Venus and Mars and Uranus on the 1st, all in your 12th house of dreams and behind the scenes and psychic ability and fears and hidden enemies and the past and all of that kind of slightly mystical hidden stuff. So with this in mind, like I said, it's a very quiet time. You might find that your dreams are very active. You might find that you're getting flashes of intuition, or that you feel quite kind of connected in the spiritual sense to like unseen forces. You might feel like you're getting support from those places. But because we start off with, where are we, the moon, Venus, Mars and Uranus there, it's more that there's a feeling you're going to be instinctively drawn towards the quiet, or towards the spiritual, or towards contemplation. You might not intentionally think that's what I'm going to do, but you will feel that that's what you need to do. You'll just be drawn there on an instinctual level. Now on the 3rd we've got Jupiter, which is opposing Uranus, and that is in your 6th house, and that's between your 6th house and your 12th house. So I kind of have a feeling that with everything that's going on behind the scenes for you, and all this regeneration that's being done, and it's on a deep soul level, I have a feeling that it's affecting your day-to-day. And so this is what this tells me. There might be some sort of it might be that you feel like, really, I need to be at home, I need to be in the quiet, I need to be, just thinking things over or healing, but there could be some sort of duty that pulls you towards, service to others or work or whatever. It also might be that with all the regeneration and all the stuff that's going on deep down within you, you kind of feel as though it needs to be somehow, what's happening to you needs to be worked into your day-to-day life. So what I mean by that is that you might feel like, right, there's a lot of deep spiritual stuff going on inside of me, but I don't do very much spiritual stuff, I'm quite a doer and a practical person. And there could be a weird kind of tension between those two things, and it could be that to ease that tension, what you need to start doing is something like meditating, even if it's just for this month, just to give yourself, just to bring that groundedness, that spirituality, that healing into your day-to-day activities, because I feel like there's some sort of tension there. On the 4th, we've got Venus going retrograde, which is the big news of the month, really. So Venus is going retrograde in your 12th house again, and it will go into your 11th house of Pisces, and it will retrograde until the 15th. So this is a really good time to, I would think about, the past, and how it's brought you to where you are now. Maybe how love has affected you on a deep level. Have you been hurt or wounded badly by somebody? There might be some forgiveness to do there. There might be some healing work to do there. Your love for yourself. How much time do you give to yourself? How much service do you give to yourself? Have you been too self-sacrificing? Things like that. It's a good time to think about and heal. Love is going to be on all our minds in some way or another with Venus retrograde. And so for you, this is a good time to really sort out where perhaps you feel you've done a disservice to yourself in regard to love. And with all the healing and spiritual energy that's around you at the moment, this is a really supportive time to do that, and you might find you get a lot out of it. It could be that somebody comes back into your life who maybe caused you pain in the past, or vice versa, and there's some healing to be done there and some forgiveness to be had. It could be also, because we've got a lot of action in the 12th house, and this can be the house of secrets, enemies. And you know, when we're talking about Venus going retrograde, it could be that certain things come to light. It could be that you start to see how perhaps you haven't been treated fairly, whether it's in friendships or romance, and maybe where you've been taken advantage of, or maybe people who haven't had the best of intentions for you. That might start to surface and come to light. And if that's the case, then this is a really good time to I would just wash out those negative feelings and release. There's a lot of releasing work that can be done, you know, releasing of ties to people who maybe haven't had the best of intentions for you. So that continues with that healing and regenerating theme. On the 10th, we've got Mars, which moves into your sign of Taurus. So up until the 10th, it's a very, very kind of spiritual time. It's not very grounded or solid. It's you might not be that comfortable with it being an earth sign, but it's something you have to go through. It's a process you have to go through. But on the 10th, Mars does move into your sign, so that gives you a bit of drive to get some stability. You know, you've got all of this stuff going on behind the scenes, but at the same time you're like, right, hang on a minute, I need to take care of certain things for me, you know, to do with me. I need to get a little bit of drive back, and it should help you feel a little bit more grounded. On the 12th, there's a full moon in Virgo, which is in your 5th house. So that might be a really nice time just might be a really nice day. You might have a really nice fun day. It might be a bit of a healing day. You might have a nice time with children or friends or a romantic partner. That will just lighten the mood of this month a little bit. So try and enjoy that if you can. On the 13th, Mercury then enters your 12th house of Aries. So whereas before you were being instinctively drawn into this regeneration and psychic place, now you're starting to really think about this process. What have I been going through? What's happened to me in the past? What wounds do I carry? Is there healing that needs to be done? Have I been too self-sacrificing? Do I need to support myself? Do I need to help myself and serve myself first before I can serve anyone else? And these are all issues that might be going on. Dreams, like I said before, you know, I mentioned dreams. They could be really highlighting certain things about yourself. So I would pay a lot of attention to them, and maybe even keep a dream journal and take time out for yourself this month. You need that more than anything this month. You need time out for yourself, and you need to go with the flow of this month and just allow whatever comes up to come up and be released. On the 17th, we've got the Sun in Pisces, which squares Saturn in Sagittarius. So Sun's in your 11th house of friends, groups, and networking. And Saturn is in your 8th house, which is to do with taboo things. It's to do with psychic activity, the occult power. So you could experience some sort of a blockage. And it might not be like that it's an obvious blockage. It could be that within a group setting or in your communication with somebody, there could be a feeling of maybe someone trying to overpower you, or maybe you them. So I would just watch out for that. Just watch out for any feelings of frustration because a blockage is caused, and try and take it easy on that day. On the 20th, the Sun then follows Aries into your, the sun then follows Mercury into your 12th house. And your energy is going to come down a little bit. So, like I said, time for regeneration, time for a lot of tender, loving care. So your energy reserves might be a bit lower. It's quiet time for you. This is almost like the winter time for your sign. You know, you need to go into a bit of hibernation, and it's a bit of like, you know, looking after yourself, love, self-care, and weeding out of things, so that when the spring comes, you can start fresh, more positive, knowing better who you are and what your needs are. We've got the Sun conjunct Venus on the 25th. That's also in the 12th house. So it could be that you have, with all the work you're doing, you might have a bit of a breakthrough. You might have a moment of like healing and real self-love. You might discover some things about yourself, and you might kind of go, oh my gosh, wow, I never saw that before. All this work that I've been doing in the background has led me to certain realizations, and it might bring you a lot more self-love, and there could be a real feeling of like healing and support. It could be even support from the spiritual world, or maybe even somebody who is a kind of guide or mentor to you in some way. Now on the 27th, so 2 days after that conjunct, there is a new moon in Aries. So what this says to me is that you've been doing all this work, all this deep inner emotional and psychic regeneration, and then you have the Sun conjunct Venus, and that's like it's like you're starting to see the benefits of of the work you've been doing. And the new moon in the same area, that also tells me that, okay, this is work well done. There are fresh beginnings that are going to start now. We've cleared out some of the blockages, we've cleared out some of the things that were holding us back. And so this new moon is really supportive. It's supportive behind the scenes, but it is really supportive. We have then 2 days later, on the 29th, we have Mercury trine Saturn. And where are we? Mercury is in Aries, your 12th house once again. Saturn is in Sagittarius. So this speaks to me a lot about psychic stuff, you know. It speaks to me a lot about spirituality and transformation. So it could be that you have some sort of epiphany or transformation that is going to aid you in moving forward. You have a realization that maybe you've held a belief that doesn't serve you, and so this is like a moment, you know. It's like a really good moment, and it's almost like a breakthrough in your thinking. And this is going to last for a long time. This should stay with you for a long time and help you to move forward and to develop structures and ways of seeing the world that will serve you better in the future. On the 31st, Mercury enters your sign, so it goes into Taurus. And so you can see where you've been doing all this work behind the scenes and really going deep into yourself. And gradually you're going to start, towards the end of the month, you know, you're going to start coming out of that because you've done the work. It's almost like taking something apart, you know. You've done the work, you've taken it apart, and now you're going to start rebuilding, and it's going to become more about the solid blocks of yourself, you know, being put back together in the right way. So Mercury will enter your sign, so the thinking will be less about the past and on deeper matters. You'll feel like you've done quite a bit of that, and you'll kind of come up to air, and it's like, right, you'll feel a sense of like mentally re-emerging, and re-emerging hopefully with a feeling of having healed some things. There still will be a lot of activity in your 12th house, but as you can see, it's just a process, you know. It's a process that's happening, and it's one that really I think it requires surrender and a lot of compassion and empathy for yourself. And there could be a lot of learning in respect to things of the past and how they've affected you and how they've affected your ability to maybe love yourself and your comfort level in yourself. So I really hope that this is a healing month for you, and that you get out of it everything that you want and that you desire. It's a very powerful month for all of us. So just before I go, I just want to let you know that I'm doing 4 free readings. I'm doing a reading giveaway. There should be a link somewhere there. If you just go to that link, enter your details, what kind of reading you're interested in, and I will enter you into the draw. And we'll be picking names probably around the 15th of this month. And the readings will take place over the course of this month and next month. And yeah, so if you fancy a free reading, go for it. I just thought it'd be something nice to give. And if you're interested in booking a reading with me, just go to the site and fill in your details or ask me a question, whatever you like. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Take care, Taurus. Much love.